Goofballs, a serious podcast, serious about football, serious about life. Serious, the most serious thing to happen in 2020. Goofballs. With me, as always, is myself, Kenneth Arthur, and with me, as always, Johnny Schwartzbein. Johnny, how serious is Goofballs?
Very serious. So serious that you have a still picture of a man's tuchus in bright red pantaloons behind you.
Yes, that's should we for the listeners that want to become viewers, should we switch to a view that allows for a larger picture when I play the background?
No, I think just explain that Goofballs, the football podcast, can also be found on YouTube, on our YouTube page. Just go ahead and search Goofballs Podcast on youtube.com, and you'll find us there if you want to see what we're talking about.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of NFL highlights to show today, and it's gonna be a good watch, I believe. Let's see this one first, and then I'll get Andrew Grace's opinion on it. Actually, yes, let's play this.
I'm going to give play-by-play.
Nice little run there. Andrew, who is that?
You know what that was? That was the three of us YouTubing hard because we're YouTubers. We're tubing. We're YouTubing.
We're tubing.
We're a couple Jake Pauls up in here.
Two Jakes and a Logan.
Yeah, a couple vloggers. We're vlogging.
Now you're stalling.
That was a good football clip. I think that was Kansas City. And the other team.
Do you know who had the football?
Let me see here. That was KC versus Denver, and let me see here.
You got to run here.
Okay, that's okay. That's Clyde Edwards-Helaire running.
You got it.
There?
You got that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
You know, as a fantasy football guy, I'm sure that's probably what's leading the charge to your knowledge there. Or did you like LSU?
I did like him at LSU, and I also unfortunately heard about his injury, so he was top of mind.
Yeah. Speaking of talking about football, we have just two more picks to make in our Lock It In. And I'll say that it seems to be a close-ish race between me and Johnny, and not a very close race with Andrew. I don't know if the points could work out for Andrew at this point. There's still a lot left to be decided, but it's not looking necessarily good.
He just zigged when he should have zagged on a lot of these.
Yeah, I mean, he took different routes than us. It's interesting because now, and I'll explain, but yeah, I have Johnny has 49. And these are some of these I have like projected a blue state or a red state based on probabilities here, but Johnny, by my count, has 49 points. I have 43 points, and Andrew has 28 points.
Oh, really? Oh, I'm winning.
And even though me and Johnny both picked the Titans to win the AFC South, I'm going to have to root against the Titans and root for the Colts because, Johnny, you picked the Colts to get a wild card, and I have not picked the Colts to do anything yet. So if the Colts win the division, you get neither the Titans for 12 points or the Colts for 4 points. That's my only way of, and now I have to root against my own picks. But that's the way the rookie crumbles. Thank you. But, Andrew, maybe if the Giants win the NFC East, there's 13 points for you. If the Seahawks win the NFC West, there's 12 points for you. If the Bucks somehow, they're not technically eliminated from winning the division, that's 11 points for you, but it's just you're behind the 8 ball a little bit.
Yeah, it's all right. Hey, it's all right. You know what? The Giants stink, okay? The Giants really stink, and I'm totally accepting of that. Dude, we'll get to it later on the TV show, but Jalen Hurts, man, that was a gutsy performance this weekend, and I was completely entertained. I was like the fumble, even on that final drive when the ball goes on the ground, picks it up, finds a way to make the play happen. It's some exciting football in the NFC East.
He's exciting to watch. He's like a young Carson Wentz, you know.
Speaking of a young Carson Wentz, Johnny, who would you like to have almost your least amount of confidence in here to the 2-point confidence pick? You've got two choices to make, an NFC wild card and an AFC wild card.
Yeah, it really comes down to who do I have the most confidence to get a wild card spot on either side. So it's either the Cardinals in the NFC or the Dolphins or the Ravens in the AFC. I'm going to go ahead and lock in the Ravens for a wild card spot in the AFC just because their schedule is, I believe, the Giants and then the Bengals. I think those are their last two. So, yeah, I have more confidence that they will beat those two teams than the Dolphins will beat the Patriots and the Bills. That's why I'm picking them.
Good pick. I think, I don't know, really. It's not off the top of my head here. Actually, a stupid pick. I hope you lose.
No.
True. You have two NFC wildcard picks to make. What would you like to lock in?
Okay. I'm going to lock in I only lock in one right now, right?
Yeah, just the one. You have locked in the Saints as a wild card. So you have anyone besides the Saints. But you wouldn't go the Bucks either because you picked them as your.
Yeah, of course. I have so many good options here.
Yeah, you'd probably go an NFC team.
Yeah. I'm thinking. I'm thinking I'm going to go with I think I'm going to go with
I can rattle off some options here.
You got to make up ground, so just go Chicago.
Yeah. Listen, you've got the Arizona Cardinals, the LA Rams, you can't pick the Seahawks because you've picked them to win the division.
Yeah.
And no NFC East team is going to have playoff.
Unless you want the Bears, the Chicago Bears. If you think
I was going to go with the Cardinals. They look, they did pull out that win. I'll go with the Cardinals.
All right, so you're picking the Cardinals.
Wow.
Picks the Cardinals. That'll probably be 2 points. And I am picking the LA Rams as a wild card for 2 points.
Smart move.
Because that worked out potentially by the Rams losing to the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
They become less of a likely NFC West champion there. So there is, I don't know, could that possibly be entertaining to people to listen to?
Probably. I mean, people listen to it.
I mean, some people do. You're right about that. I hope it is going to pay off at the end there for everybody out there.
It's really paying off for us. So that's all that matters.
That is truly all that matters in that case. Well, I don't have, what do you guys, because one of my main things.
Kenny, I'm sorry. We got a caller. We got a caller coming in.
Oh, good.
Whoa, okay.
Okay, you're on the line.
Hey, guys. I love the show.
Love the show. Thank you.
What do you think about Belichick? What do you think about him?
What's your name, caller? Where are you from?
My name's Ricky. Ricky Yost, and I'm from Scarborough, New Hampshire.
Okay, Ricky Hose from Scarborough, New Hampshire. Is that what you said?
Yost,
Rick. Okay.
Well, what do I think of Bill Belichick? Is that the question?
Sorry, that was a big swing, man. That was a big swing. You said it's like
no, come in.
That was good. A big swing. Okay.
It's a good swing. You just got to go all the way through it.
I know. You're right.
Kenneth's going to answer the question. Ricky, do we still have you, Ricky?
Wait. Let me get him.
Okay, you have the switchboard.
I'm still here.
Okay, repeat your question for Kenneth.
Yeah, repeat your question.
Belichick.
I don't hear a question in there.
Think about him.
What do you think about Bill Belichick? Okay.
question. No one's
Open-ended.
talking about it. I think it's unique.
What are you? You're a Patriots fan?
Yeah, I'm not a fan right now. We always make the playoffs, and he's the
Oh.
coach. Kraft's got to hold him responsible. I don't know what my brain's gonna explode.
Johnny, do you have a lot of run-ins with Patriots fans?
No, none that sound like Sam Kinison, like Ricky here. But I do think I really wanted this season to decide once and for all, was it Belichick or was it Brady? And I don't think it did that. Because Brady's making a difference in Tampa Bay, but is it that much of a difference? And also any team with Cam Newton, who we've all agreed since the beginning, since the preseason, that he's not a good quarterback anymore. So is any team, regardless if you have the best NFL coach arguably ever, going to win with Cam Newton and the rest of that roster in that division, in that conference in 2020 amidst a pandemic? What are your thoughts, Karen?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's very good points to be made. I wonder what Ricky thinks about it.
What? So many words! Red line!
Sam?
Oh my
Ricky,
God! Did you lose him?
I think we lost him for real.
Oh my God!
I think he's dead and off the phone.
I think Ricky Yost from Scarborough, Massachusetts, might have been the ghost of Sam Kinison, calling in from heaven or hell, depending on what you believe, and trying to just ask an open-ended question about Bill Belichick. That's right, Comedy Store legend Sam Kinison, back from the afterlife to ask Kenneth an open-ended question.
I appreciate it. That's great. Our first caller. I hope we get many more.
We have one listener in Australia and one in hell, probably.
There you go. I don't have a strict plan here, but I did want to highlight, I've been working on these videos that people could check out on YouTube, but that's it. See, people, if you're listening to this, you probably have been plugged the Seaside Joe YouTube channel, but I like just watching players more now and getting that opportunity to do it, because I think the stats just don't tell that full of a picture. Andrew, what are your thoughts? Stats versus film?
Oh, a little bit of both, probably. A little bit of both, realistically.
Do you think people tend to rely too heavily on one or the other?
Yeah, I think stats can be very misleading. The eye test is almost undefeated.
Johnny's shaking his head no. Johnny?
I am the exact opposite side of the spectrum. Do yourself a favor and rewatch the Oscar-nominated film Moneyball and ask yourselves, whose side do you want to be on? Billy Bean or all those fucking blowhards that are like, it's not just numbers on a page. Everything is a number on a page. The entire universe is some sort of arithmetic question that we have to answer. There's some sort of algorithm that can tap into everyone's life. Watch the movie Moneyball and watch the movie Pi, Darren Aronofsky's Pi, back to back, and tell me there's not some sort of what do they call it? Like some sort of equation to figure out everything in the universe. There is, and the way is numbers and stats and science, and not the eye test, and not clutching your Bible or whatever fucking nonsense you want to do, all you goyish pieces of shit. That's right. If you're a Christian, don't listen to this podcast anymore. If you're a devout Christian, I'm tired of you. Listen to science. Watch Moneyball.
Very possible that nobody listening is a Christian. I'm not enough. But and I would recommend watching Moneyball in a double feature with The Sitter. Get yourself a nice Jonah Hill double feature with The Sitter. I've never seen The Sitter. Andrew,
The Sitter, I have one every Passover.
You know what? Look,
don't back down. I need you to be my Shannon Sharp to this Skip Bayless on my left.
All right. Look, dude, foul ball there, bro. We're just talking about game flow. You politicized the shit out of it, man. What the fuck, dude? I just meant the eye test, how, it's for instance, right? If you got a left tackle and they didn't give up a sack all year, I need to look at that game film to see what kind of moves were put on this offensive lineman. Was he facing tough blitz packages? I need to see the film to verify that not giving up a sack all season is as impressive as it sounds. So as I said, a little bit of both. I love the eye test, and I will say, stats, of course. Willie Bean. He didn't win the World Series, but the Red Sox
even
did,
get
and
there.
apparently they took a few pages out of his book. So,
There you go.
that's my half rebuttal, because some of the points you made there, Johnny, sorry to be, a peaceful son of a gun. I like some of the points you made. So I'm not going to fight to fight, I'd
Well,
rather hug it out.
Well, I hope someone shoots you to death with a gun. There. You want to keep it peaceful.
One of the best.
I hope you become a
weapons
statistic
to
in
be
America.
shot with. Speaking of statistics, yes, I like a lot of people. They know about these running backs, and specifically, I think I'm going to do a video up here on rookie running backs and watching the best runs by rookie running backs this season and proving how much of a difference they do make on the field, and that their skills do have benefits on the field. And in fact, the ones drafted higher do play better than the ones drafted later on. It's just a fact based on the numbers. But we can watch some of these running backs. I don't want to just talk about them as
Let's see it.
fantasy figures. Yeah, let's see it. Let's and this is called running back superlatives. So I'll play a few clips and we'll go over these running backs. I'm going to pin my video so that I'm the large one.
Oh, real quick, pop quiz. Name a non-Chiefs rookie running back this year, Andrew.
I can't do it.
No. Well, you could Jonathan Taylor, James Robinson.
All right. So we're gonna.
Oh, I thought you said on their roster. Yeah.
No.
You did. Now you don't. Let's skip that
That's
question
fine.
because that's what my segment is. So first, let's start with the first running back drafted, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I want you guys to watch the screen and tell me what superlatives you would use to describe him. Like, what separates this player as a running back, as a player out there on the field? These are all pretty long runs. Here he is in Week 6 against the Bills. And this is called 11 personnel. Give it off to – that's a 31-yard run against the Bills. Let me pull up another one. Here, Week 7 against the Denver Broncos.
Yeah, give us a little color.
Give me a little bit of color. It's I played this earlier. It's snowy in Denver.
Ooh, good.
Mahomes hands it off to Edwards. Strips. Look at those.
A lot of broken tackles there.
1 broken tackle, 2, 3 broken tackles, 4 broken tackles.
5. Oof.
Yeah, so
That's a good run.
There's another one there by Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And let me pull up one more by Helaire. And I don't even remember what all of these are because I have a big list. But it is 2nd and 10 at the 16-yard line against the Raiders. Chiefs are down 17-14. Edwards-Helaire breaks it outside.
Ooh, dives over the pylon. Very good.
Stretches it. Andrew and Johnny, any superlative describe Clyde Edwards-Helaire?
I would say my superlative for him would be hardworking. You know what I mean? It's hard on an offense that cooks as much as the Chiefs do to be behind a good offensive line and still be in the spots where you need to like turn it up a little bit and like churn those legs. I see him do that. He's on my fantasy team, so he's not really getting the points, but when you see him play, he's the kind of running back where you see him and you're like, he's good, but he can turn into something great if he just keeps going at it and getting better every year.
Andrew Grace?
Yeah, what I saw is that he's a north-south running back. So he really doesn't do a whole lot of east to west, but he still finds a way to make the first man miss. And that's the best thing a running back could do is Is a running back's job is not to make everyone miss, but is to hit the hole and make the first man miss. And once you do that, that's when opportunity strikes. And you notice that on the snow play, made one guy miss, and all of a sudden then it becomes chaos. And he's able
Yes.
to get the rest of those plays.
Good superlatives and good understanding here of Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Let's move on. Next running back off the board, DeAndre Swift goes to the Detroit Lions. DeAndre Swift not having as much production as some other rookies, but has nonetheless, I think we'll see a few of his plays. Here it is, week 6 against the Jaguars. Handed off right up the middle. And gains a lot of yards here to the right. I apologize that listeners, you may not be able to hear any of that, and I don't think that anyone else can hear it, but that was a 54-yard run against the Jaguars. Here we go against the Washington football team. And DeAndre Swift gets the handoff, which is one of my favorite moments for running back. Oh, and he hurdles.
Woo!
A nice hurdle here. This is becoming a very popular play for players in the NFL, I think, hurdling. And finally, week 15. This is very recent, last week against the Tennessee Titans at his own 7-yard line. It is 1st and 10. Now, this is just a 10-yard run, but for those who cannot see at home, DeAndre Swift goes into a pile of bodies and then somehow comes out of it on the other side to pick up a 1st down. So that's 3 runs by DeAndre Swift. Andrew, first thoughts on Swift?
He hits the hole hard. Like he's got good vision, and when he decides to hit the hole, he fucking hits the hole, and he goes right through. Whether it's in the trenches, off tackle, inside handoff, he gets through that hole with a whole lot of momentum and a lot of confidence in his blocks.
Johnny.
It's hard to be a Detroit Lions running back post Barry Sanders and look good, and he does that. I think maybe the future of the backfield in Detroit looks a little better than I thought it might. Also, what a great name for a running back, huh? Swift? Yep. That's fantastic to have that on the back of your jersey every game. That's like naming your kid Runner McFasty, and he's just like he's a sprinter or something. Good for them. Good for them making a baby with the last name Swift that's good at running.
Yes, it is a good name. Speaking of good names, this one is pretty basic. Jonathan Taylor, obviously, probably has heard a lot of jokes regarding another Jonathan Taylor. Poor guy. But let's
Shout
watch
out
here.
JTT.
3 plays or 4 plays here from Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts. Here they are against the Houston Texans in week 13. Taylor hits the hole, and watch this. Watch. This is a linebacker.
The pile is just moving.
Watch. And I wish you got to watch the video. This is Zach Cunningham, like a Pro Bowl linebacker. He's dragging him with Whitney Merciless and Reed. I really don't see plays like that very often. Here we go. Week 14 against the Raiders. And makes the guy miss. Makes it out to the right.
And again, the pile just moving.
Yeah. And I believe this is also a play by Taylor as he's going to break it out to the left, make it through another few guys, not afraid of contact. And Jonathan Taylor, he went to Stanford. And finally, also against the Raiders, Jonathan Taylor, 3rd quarter. And he's going to take this out to the right, and nobody's going to touch him for a 62-yard touchdown. Johnny Schwartzbein, what are your thoughts first on Jonathan Taylor?
I mean, again, I'm just going to say it. Not as impressive as Swift or Edwards-Helaire. That offensive line, though,
Yeah.
that Colts offensive line looks amazing. This is shades of what everyone was talking about with the Cowboys offensive line when they were healthy the last few years. But it's having a little fast guy behind a bunch of big fat beasts. That's good offensive football, Kenneth.
Yes. That's interesting. I want to hear what Andrew had to say about Jonathan Taylor.
He does what every coach wants every one of their players to do. Keep your feet moving. Once that first contact hits, keep your feet moving. You just got to keep pumping. And it's so much easier said than done, whether it's blocking or running. But you saw there when he has that contact, you look at his legs, even before he starts to move the pile, his feet are just pumping into the ground. And by doing that, it allows for the tackler. It makes it so much harder to get him down and stop the momentum.
Yeah, whereas like that's the opposite of how I would do it, where as soon as someone hit me, I would just go down. I would just go down. I would be like, that hurts. I'm going down.
We've seen running backs like that before, I'm pretty sure. Well, since you say keep the feet moving, let's go to Cam Akers. Here's a run as the Rams are from the 9-yard line against the Arizona Cardinals. And he's going to keep his feet moving here to the left side, dragging bodies, keeping his feet moving. He played at Florida State and didn't have big numbers, but some said played behind the worst offensive line in all of college football. And the Rams made him the 4th running back drafted. Here he is against the San Francisco 49ers. Third quarter, end of the third quarter, 1st and 10. And very few 49ers touching Cam Akers. I believe that was a 67-yard run, and here he is against the Washington football team, where he is going to be running back. And he's going to be able to pick up 47 yards. Lots of movement, lots of vision out there, I think. Andrew, your Cam Akers thoughts?
Yeah, just nice comment. She just looks like he's very fast, and I don't know. He's probably a combination of a lot of these guys all have a combination of a lot of the things that we said, But on those plays, just a lot of north south focused running, where there's not a whole lot of I'm going to go behind, or he just keeps going forward.
Johnny Schwartzbein.
Again, impressive in these highlights, but in the last two, I think he was tracked down by a linebacker in the first one, and then either a linebacker or the safety in the second one. I don't know. To me, you got to be faster than that. You got to have a name like Swift.
Swift?
It was Cam Akers. If he spelled it like acres, like the amount of space, and he was able to run Akers. If his name was Run Akers, I think he'd be better than Cam Akers.
Run
Thoughts,
Akers.
Kenneth?
It would, a name like Run would be closer to something that sounds like running back than
Thank
Cam.
you. So finally, someone that agrees with me.
I'll move on quickly here and look at James Robinson, undrafted free agent rookie. James Robinson of the Jaguars, probably the most productive rookie and the one that is probably on the most fantasy teams, I would imagine. But is James Robinson, undrafted free agent, let's watch some of his plays here and check out like what his skills could be. Here he is against the LA Chargers, picking up 14 yards on his first run, and then this is going to be another one back to back. Goes right up the middle, then finds out maybe I can get something out here on the right, breaks a tackle, and 13 yards there for James Robinson. Here we are against the Titans, and I probably have to go back here touch the Titans, and here's James Robinson. from Gardner Minshew, one of Johnny Schwartzbein's favorite players. And he's going to gain, 40, 50, 60 yards, something like that. And finally, James Robinson, again, against the Titans, but in a different game. James Robinson's going to take this one pretty much up the center and then through a bunch of guys and finds himself farther down the field than before. Johnny, do you have any thoughts on James Robinson? Did you have any thoughts about James Robinson prior to watching this tape?
Yeah, I liked him a lot. I don't know much about him before the NFL, but watching this Jaguars team that sucked and watched him just be a very, very big bright spot on just a dog shit team. Snubbed for the Pro Bowl, I think. I don't think he made the Pro Bowl, and I thought he was going to. So sad about that. Again, not a great name for a running back, James Robinson.
Very basic.
I don't know if it has like a junior or a second or a third or something like that. Like Gardner Minshew he's the third. Like that's fun. So I think his name could be more fun, but I'm impressed with what I've seen. And with the amount of draft capital that they have going forward, they're going to get a new GM, hopefully soon for Jaguars fans. It's going to be great to see James Robinson, unknown if he has a secondary title, be very successful in London for years to come.
Andrew?
Yeah, he's the dude's just like super fast and just gutsy, just maybe not as north to south. He definitely like you see him with the kind of running back who'll give some ground, go back a few yards, right? Little Reggie Butcher for USC, but I don't love that because a lot of times that'll bite you, especially in the NFL with how fast defenders are. But hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah, I thought James Robinson. Obviously, I'm showing 3 or 4 plays of these guys, and it's some of their longest runs of the season, and those are fun highlights and such like that. I watched a few other plays of these guys and a bunch of other running backs. I'll stop here. One guy that I came away with not very impressed with, and he's been very productive, is Antonio Gibson of the Washington football team. Not that he could be bad or anything like that, but all of his runs just seemed very like basically he had some space. He picked up all the space that he could very fast, but not a lot of plays being made within A and B, I guess I would suppose. But that was all I had to do, or my thoughts on the rookie running backs here to get your thoughts and watching a few of these players together. But that's the end of my segment. Johnny, where would you take it from here?
Okay. And I just want to say all the negative things I said about them, they're much better runners than me. So I just want to make that a point that I
would disagree with that.
No, don't agree with that. I'm very bad at running. All right. Well, my segment this week is I've been watching a lot of sports movies. And I've been very shocked to see some sports movies that I really, really enjoyed be very low rated or highly rated movies that I didn't like on the Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter. Are you familiar with Rotten Tomatoes, Andrew and Kenneth?
Yes.
Okay. So this segment is called Tomatoes to Matters. Okay.
Great.
I'm going to give you 2 football movies, and I want you to tell me which one is rated higher on the tomato meter. If you get it correct, you get 20 points. After you get it correct, you can guess the difference in the tomato meter between the two, and you get negative points based on how far the difference is. So if the difference is, let's say, 10, and you say 15, you get negative 15 from the 20 that you get correct.
Okay.
Whoever has the highest point total at the end wins. Everyone ready?
Good. I'm ready.
Okay, Kenneth, you're up first.
Okay.
Your 2 movies, The Replacements, starring Keanu Reeves, and Little Giants, starring Rick Moranis.
I could not imagine what they rated Little Giants, but less reviews back then, so it could be a wild swing. I'll say that The Replacements is rated higher than Little Giants.
That is correct. You get 20 points. Now, what is the difference in the tomato meter? Because it matters.
I'll say it's something like 67% to 43%. So I'll say 24%.
It is only 5. It is only 5. Replacements 41, Little Giants 36, which means you end up with a net total of 1 point.
Great.
Andrew, are you ready for your first one?
Yes.
Okay, your first matchup is Remember the Titans versus The Blind Side.
All right. I love Remember the Titans. Blindside's solid. I'm gonna go ahead and say Remember the Titans is a higher Rotten Tomatoes score.
That is correct. Now, what is the difference?
I mean, The Blind Side was an interesting movie. I heard that Michael Orr was like not pumped about his portrayal in it. But anyway, that's besides the point here. I'm nervous, I'm nervous about this.
Let's turn a blind eye to The Blind Side.
Let's say
there are no stakes.
Remember the Titans was a sick movie. That was an awesome movie. So I'm going to go in the 80s. I'm going to say it was 80%, which is pretty high for RT. So Remember the Titans 80%, and I'm going to say The Blind Side was 55%. So 25% difference.
It was only a 7% difference. Remember the Titans 73, Blindside 66. So 7, and you said 25. That's a difference of 18, which gives you the lead. You have 2 positive points.
All right.
Hey, all right. Kenneth, are you ready for your second one?
I'm ready.
Okay, The Longest Yard, 2005 with Adam Sandler versus The Longest Yard, 1974 with Burt Reynolds.
I'll say 1974 is higher rated.
That is definitely correct.
I'll say 45%.
Very close. 48%, which gives you a net total of 17, which puts you at 18, gaining ground. Andrew, are you ready?
I'm down by 16 now from one answer.
Hey,
wow.
Man, that's tomato tomatoes.
We got a 2-minute warning.
Yep.
All right, hit me.
Okay. Opposite named movies here: Concussion versus Invincible.
Okay. Two totally different tones in those movies. Vince Papali. Hey man, Vinny's a sick dude. He's a good guy, but concussion's an important conversation. And I'm going to say, and it's a serious one at that. Don't take my goofiness as not taking that seriously. It's just, I'm on the old goofballs. But I'm going to go ahead and say concussion was 85%, and Invincible was 70%, so 15% difference.
Incorrect. Invincible is higher rated than Concussion, 72 to 59. You get 0 points. Kenneth, your last one.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay, Draft Day versus Any Given Sunday. It's the matchup of the days.
I'll say Any Given Sunday is higher.
Incorrect. Draft Day is 59. Any Given Sunday, 52. Wow. Andrew, it all comes down to this last one.
Let's go.
Rudy versus Radio.
Woo! All right. Hey, two solid movies. All right. Come on, man. I'm going in on Rudy. 85% for Rudy. 15-point difference.
Rudy is correct, giving you 20 points, but it is a 43% difference. Rudy 78, Radio 35. I can't do the math, but you did not catch up. You ended negative points, and Kenneth, you win tomato tomatoes.
Johnny, plug Goofballs.
Follow Goofballs Football Podcast on Instagram and Twitter, at GoofballsP on Twitter, at Goofballs Podcast on Instagram. Like us on Facebook, Goofballs